YouTube. This is Crimson Dante Gamer, and sorry I haven't done a weekly update on a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I have been really busy, and just because I haven't done a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, I will do two decks basically. Well, basically I already did this deck, but I have improved this deck by a lot by adding a few cards and getting a few cards off from this deck. But by adding these a few cards, the deck has improved a lot. The Red Eyes deck, especially. Basically, what I did is I took away a few cards like card destruction, or no, my bad. Yeah, card destruction. Fusion Sage and Polymerization. Now, the reason why I took out Polymerization is because ever since the deck got a lot slower, I have no choice but to rely more on the Synchro engine, meaning having more Synchro monsters. So I had to put Polymerization at 2 because sometimes I'll be ending up with 2 Polymerizations in hand or 3, and it's, you know, it's not a good thing to have Polymerization and you can't even use it in your hand. So that's why I put Polymerization at 2. King of the Swamp, really the 3 because you can search Polymerization, and I can use it for a substitute to use a monster for, you know, fusion. So yeah. So I added in Delta Flyer. I added in 2 Deep Sea Divas at first, but sometimes I feel like having a 3rd Deep Sea Diva makes the deck a lot easier to synchro, and of course bring out a monster that I'm going to introduce in a second. And also I added in Fall Castle. Thanks to Fall Castle, it's much easier to synchro summon for a level 10 monster than I usually could. But it's really easy how Fall Castle works. There's a way that is not really responding to the rule. Basically, what Fall Castle does, I don't know if people know, every time a monster gets destroyed, right, that counter zone that it got destroyed, you cannot use that counter zone anymore. On that that monster card zone you cannot use. But I've noticed, and this is also in the game, it must be in the rule too, I don't think it's really a glitch. If it was a glitch, Konami would have fixed that by that time. From Tag Force 4 all the way to Tag Force 7, they would have fixed that. Basically what happens when this card is on, right, Fall Castle is on, you attack Masked Dragon. Masked Dragon will be destroyed, but it gets returned at the same time, back at the same position it got destroyed, back at the Fall Castle counter. It stays there until it gets attacked a second time. And at the same time, when that happens, Masked Dragon searches another monster on the field. And it can do that as much as there is, you know, counters. However, after it did that, it will go on top of the counter, the Masked Dragon that just got destroyed and searched. And if you attack the Masked Dragon again, it will not be at the same counter. It will be in a different spot, if that makes sense. So that's the thing about Fall Castle, and I don't know if a lot of people know. I don't think a lot of people would know that when you first duel them. So that's something nice to know about. The extra deck, I threw out Stardust Dragon, Shooting Star Dragon, and a few other cards like Hyper, TJ Hyper Librarian and stuff like that. And I added in Red Nova Dragon. This deck is very possible to go for Red Nova, thanks to the Deep Sea Divas. However, it's not 100% guarantee it will go for Red Nova all the time. It will sometimes go for Dark Paladin, it will go for Meteor Bee Dragon, it will go for something else. I can go for Heavenly High Ruler Dragon, which I can get up to 3,200 to 4,000 attack or more, depending. Or it will go for Star Eater, but Red Nova is nice to have in there as a card. So Red Nova, I think I've used Star Eater. I don't know if I added that. Star Eater I added in. Heavenly High Ruler Dragon, I took out Trident Dragon and put Heavenly High Ruler Dragon instead because I thought it was a better replacement because of the requirements, what you need to Synchro Summon for it. And its effect seemed much more appealing for this deck, considering you can use Morphing Jar and then Synchro Summon for Heavenly High Ruler Dragon, and Heavenly High Ruler Dragon will have 4,000 attack. Sometimes it can have more, 4,800. Because the effect is, it gets 800 attack for every card in your hand and stays with that attack. It doesn't get any lower. And on top of that, when it gets destroyed, it gets all the monsters that used to Synchro Summon it back on your field. So it's pretty nice. And also guys, this is going to be a very long video because I haven't done a Yugi deck update for a while. So yeah, Red Dragon Archfiend, of course I added in there because Red Nova Dragon, I have to have it. I don't know why they didn't made it where Jeweled Damage Dragon can be a substitute for Red Nova Dragon to Synchro Summon it. Figures. Konami, you can always change some type of the text on the cards. But whatever. Of course, the Dark Pelons I keep. I also took out Black Skull Dragon. I mean, no. Was it? No, Red Eyes Black Skull Dragon. There we go. I took that out because Meteor Black Dragon is just has higher attack. Now, I will understand why some people would use a Red Eyes Black Skull Dragon because of two reasons. One, it's a dark type monster, and one, it's a higher level. One level, just having one extra level can make a difference on Synchro Summoning. Remember that one extra level always helps. Oh, I also forgot. By having this card is amazing. Delta Flyer, great card. I should have known. I should have added this card a while ago. Basically, I can easily get a Black Rose off the field and just nuke my opponent. It just works very well against DDDs, where you can get Black Rose and just nukes the field in the next turn, especially if you have a Gorus and a Flamville Guard. There goes Red Dragon Archfiend. Next turn, if you have a Diva, there goes Red Nova Dragon. Or if they destroy Red Damage Dragon, you can use Call of the Hunted and summon Red Nova Dragon that way. But the worst part is if they remove the card from the game, then it sucks because they can't really summon it. I actually had a play where I was fighting the I fight the NPCs on the highest difficulty nowadays. I changed the difficulties. I didn't know you could do that on the options, and I'm playing on the hardest. And this deck can beat the NPCs 4 out of 5 in a duel, usually. So yeah, this deck is pretty well so far. Those are the changes I've done. And for the side deck, what to talk about. Of course, I cited in the Fusion Sages. If you ever wanted to have more of a fusion way of summoning, of course, the extra polymerization I took out cited in. I cited in 2 Stardust Dragons, a Shooting Star, a Hyper, because these are cards that this deck can go to. TJ Hyper Librarian, because if I Synchro Summon I can get cards from my deck, and a Formula Synchron. These are cards that are, you know, great. Also, I added an Exploder Dragon and a Flamville Guard. It's a tuner, and this card just helps to get rid of, you know, very high attacking monsters on the field. It helps for that. Why do some people think I'm using 2 Stardust Dragon for a side deck? Well, it's simple. Gathering Wishes and Starlight Road. Starlight Road, for people that play Synchro should know what this does. Especially from people that have played this game since 5Ds. I got into this game really hard on the time when 5Ds came out. That's when I really started playing the game hard. but I've been a Yu-Gi-Oh fan since I was 5 years old. Yu-Gi-Oh has been, I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh since 2005 or 2003, somewhere there. That's how old of a fan I am. But I didn't start playing this game really hard until I was in the third generation of this game, which was Synchro Summoning. That's when I started understanding this game a lot and all these combos and things. But yes, besides that, what Starlight does is that if 2 or more cards are threatened to be destroyed, it can negate the destruction and destroy that card, and at the same time summon a Stardust Dragon, which is really nice. And on top of that, there is Gathering Wishes, which is why I will have 2 Stardust Dragons, so I have an extra one. Because this deck is reliant on summoning dragons. That's 1 dragon I can sync summon, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dragons I can synchro summon. Probably I can fairly summon those dragons. In like the first 10 turns I can summon around 5 or more synchro dragon type monsters. And basically what this card does, I will just make a summary. Basically what it does, it lets you summon Stardust Dragon. No need to synchro summon anything, but all you need to have is 5 dragon type synchrons, which we do usually. And if you have 5 dragon synchrons, you can activate Gathering Wishes. You need to at least have 5 or more. And what happens is it gains the attack of all the monsters that are in the graveyard, all those 5 dragons that you synchro summon throughout the duel. So if you synchro summon, let's say, Star Eater, it'll gain the attack power of Star Eater. So that's 3,200, 3,500. That's an extra 6,700. This card won't be added, of course, so it'll be a 0. Red Damage Dragon will be added. It'll be 10, or actually, because Red Damage, these 2 cards will be out, so that won't count. The earlier Stardust Dragon will be added into the power of that card. So I have over 8,000, maybe 9,000 attacks so far. If you have a black, usually I'll go Black Rose, you should nuke the field. So 100 and over 10,000 attack easily. And it can attack that much, as much as the synchros are in the graveyard. And until it doesn't finish those attacks, it won't stop, which is nice. But I don't remember if it gets, after that it gets banished. The Stardust Dragon gets banished. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I haven't really summoned it yet, because it's kind of hard to do, but it's very possible. Even in this deck it's possible. So yeah, and that's one of the decks. The other deck, that's the upgrade of this deck. The other deck I want to show you, there's nothing to upgrade on this, nothing on this, this is fine. Now this is the other deck I want to show you guys. Basically, this is a 3-way on winning a duel. You have Exodia. However, I usually don't win with Exodia for some reason. You have the Destiny board. Sometimes I win with the Destiny board, and sometimes I win with Quasar. I've only won 2 or 3 times out of dueling like 40 times with this deck with Exodia. That's how much I've won with Exodia. Honestly, I don't really go to Exodia that much. It's weird. But yeah, this deck can summon out Quasar, summon out TJ Blade Blaster, Shooting Star, of course Stardust Dragon will be in here, Junk Berserker, Drill Warrior, all these cards. Yeah. Also, for the side deck, I added in, let me fix this, let me organize it. I added in 2 Xyz, because this deck can go for level 5s a lot. Even synchros count for level 5s. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level 5s I can go to, including the quick draws. That's 7. So on the extra deck, side deck, number 61 Volcasaurus is a nice card for this, because all you need is 2 level 5s. And basically what it does, if there's a face-up monster, you can detach 1 Exi material to destroy that attack monster, and the opponent gets damaged by the monster's attack. So that's what it does, but it cannot attack after it uses the effect, which is why this guy comes in. This guy can be Exi summoned if you have a rank 5 or 6. That's how it can be Exi summoned. And its effect is pretty nice because it does piercing damage. There's also Dark Hole, 2 final countdowns, 1 Fog Castle, I cited that in, could come in handy, great card. Magic Stone of Excavation, why not? The reason why I use that is because Pot of Avarice. An extra Swords Revealing Light, an extra Wonder One. Some people use 2, I use 1 because with 2 it sometimes gets a bit cloggy, but when you have 2, it sometimes runs a lot faster. So 2 Hope for Escape, because this is a fast draw, a quick draw deck. 2 is necessary. 1 Solemn Judgment, and a Starlight Road, of course, because Starlight Dragon. So yeah, that's all is to it. So, oh man, this has been a long rambling, explaining what these decks are and what they do. I don't really want to explain too much, just want to give you a general idea how this deck goes. Also, I forgot to mention one more thing. Final Countdown, great card for tag dueling. Great card. If you ever tag duel, these 5 cards are bad cards for tag dueling. These cards are great for 1v1s. I would remove these cards, add in more cards like these, right? Or even Wonder Wand, even a Dark Hole could help. And I would try to draw out Exodia and the Final Countdowns more. That's what I'll do. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm gonna give about 4 or 5 duels each deck, and I will show you like how it runs, I guess. Yeah. So I'm gonna put some music. Just bear with me, I don't edit these videos because I don't like editing. Editing takes a long time to do. So give me a second. Epic music. Yeah. There we go. Alrighty, I'm gonna stop talking to you guys. Hopefully you enjoy the duels. I'm gonna do 5 duels on each deck. See how it goes.
Got conspiracy? Interested in conspiracy theories? Uncover the truth by backing Illuminatus, a new conspiracy-themed board game live on Kickstarter.
I won't soothe your pain. I won't ease your strain. I seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive. And I'm not scared of your stolen power. See your eyes through you anyhow. I seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive. And I'm not scared of your stolen power. See your eyes through you anyhow. I see. I seek you out, flay you alive. One more word and you won't survive. And I'm not scared of your stolen power. See your eyes through you anyhow. Failing any foe in my gaze. Steadily emerging with grace.
Take that bag with your clothes and leave your keys by the door. 'Cause she never wants to see you no more. Never should've listened to the serpent. You shot yourself in the foot again. Take that sad little face and leave your pride at the door. 'Cause you're never gonna touch her no more. Never should've listened to the serpent. You shot yourself in the foot again. Looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Face looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Where's he gonna go to? Who to say hello to? They're hating down the social. Face looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Where's he gonna go to? Who to say hello to? They hate him in the old school. Face looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Keep walking on, my friend. Keep walking on, my friend. Take that bag with your clothes and leave your keys by the door. Cause she never wants to see you no more. Never should've listened to the serpent. You shot yourself in the foot again. Take that sad little face and leave your pride at the door. Cause you're never gonna touch her no more. Never should've listened to the serpent. You shot yourself in the foot again. Face looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Face looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Where's he gonna go to say hello to? They hating down the social. Face looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Where's he gonna go to say hello to? They hate him in the old school. Face looks jaded, clothes look faded. Keep walking on, my friend. Keep walking on, my friend. Keep walking on, my friend.
shot. Bob it loud, another round of shot. Bob it loud, another round of shot. Bob it loud, another round of shot. Shot, 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 shot. Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Three, two, one, go!
So, guys, a quick notice because I ran out of time. I'm making a 1 hour video for, showing out the deck. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry that I couldn't show the Red Eyes deck because I have a 1 hour limit. That's the maximum I can use. If any of you guys have a recorder that you guys can recommend me that's easier to use, because at the moment I use Windows 10, and I used to use Cam Studio and some other programs to record and edit at the same time, but nowadays I can't really find a good recorder without paying money, and I don't really want to pay money for a recorder and an editor. So if you guys can give me one in the comment section that's pretty good for these kind of things, that'll be nice. But the deck did pretty well. There's some things that I could have changed sometimes. It'll be nice to cite in Volcasaurus and Gaia, the Dragon, the Thunder Charger, and maybe cite in like Dark Hole or sometimes Hope for Escape. I did got out Exodia once with Quasar and some other cards on the field, don't remember what it was, but Quasar was in there, TJ Blade Blaster, and I think it was Junk Destroyer, yeah. So I managed that out with Exodia on hand, and sometimes I do win with Destiny board, but yeah, otherwise the deck did fine, better than well, actually I thought I would do a little bit better. Out of 5 duels, 3 out of 5. Pretty good. By the way, the difficulty, if you guys want to know before I leave, I'll stop recording. It's on the hardest difficulty. Bring it on. First timer, been there, bring it on. Hardest difficulty. So yes. Yeah, these are really high level decks. But yeah, the decks I really actually try on is DDD's. That's the guy, try on Reiji Akaba. But yeah, without any further ado, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the deck, the triple kill deck. That was pretty good. If I have time, I will show the Red Eyes deck. By the way, those losses that you see there are most of them are all just to check how well what I need to add in. Oh damn it, I used to have 88% win ratio, now it's down to 79%. Anyways, that doesn't really matter that much. As you guys saw, the deck didn't do all that bad. 3 out of 5 wins, pretty good. But yeah, next time I'll show you guys the Red Ice deck. So bye.